So I have costochondritis, and that's where the cartilage that's connected to your breastbone is inflamed. And mine is crazy right now. So like all across here and then through my back, it's just painful. It feels like stabbing. So whenever I go to the doctor, the ER for this, they're like, here's a bunch of pills. So instead, I'm on a red meat fast, and I'm freaking starving. I have no energy. But the only time I'm truly healed anything in my body is with food. So that shows how much red meat I eat. I think we eat steak like 2 to 3 times a week. I eat bison liver, bison heart, bison mixed with ground beef, probably 7 days a week, which is horrible for inflammation. Yes, I'm taking turmeric with black pepper and every other thing you can think of. But yeah, this sucks.
So I had some people ask what I do for costochondritis pain. I have suffered from costochondritis since 2009. What this is an inflammation of the cartilage that connects your ribs to your sternum. You can feel the pain all throughout. You can even feel it in your back. Wherever you have ribs, you can feel the pain. And it is horrible pain. I would put it right there with kidney stones and childbirth. It's easy for me to feel when the pain is coming on. So when I feel that pain is coming on, I take 4 ibuprofen, take my bra off, get a heating pad, and I have a high THC vape pen. I know a lot of people say CBD works for them, but for me, the vape pen is quick, just quick. It is legal in my state, and I have a chronic pain condition. Even if I didn't, I'd probably still do it. Before I started using marijuana, I just toughed through it.
Good morning. So last night, I was having some intense pain in this area here, right between my breast area here, and it's what happens with my autoimmune disorder is sometimes I get inflammation there, and that is something that is known as costochondritis. So how did I help my costochondritis? It's feeling a lot better today, but it's still slightly there, so I'll be doing this again today. But I had a hot shower, let the hot water run on it because heat or cold is good to help with the pain, so I used heat. And then I put on some cypress. This one's really good for circulation. And what you do is you put a few drops in your hand, and you, what I did, put a few drops in my hand, and I put it on the area of pain in this clockwise motion for around 30 seconds. And then I put on some frankincense afterwards, layered frankincense, and did the same thing. And then I microwaved a heating pad, and I put that on, and then I slept with it on because I was feeling still sore through the night. And I woke up this morning and it kind of felt like it was gone, but it's just all of a sudden there again. So I will be repeating this. I'll put my cypress, frankincense, and then my heating pad on. Awesome.
So I just thought I would answer this question right here because I'm surprised how many of you have had costochondritis. I had this years ago, and that was the first time I went to the hospital thinking I was having a heart attack, and I did further testing. It was really crazy because like my blood work came back a little off. The potassium levels were high, so they really thought I was having a heart attack. But after further testing, we figured out it was costochondritis. It's inflammation in between your sternum here. So one of the things that really helped me is I use a foam roller. I do it horizontally, lay it like this, and I lay down on my back and kind of rock side to side. That will really help open up your chest. And then secondly is doing back exercises, rear flies, lat pull downs. All of those will help strengthen the back because you've got the inflammation here, so you're pulling in. So it's making the costochondritis a little bit more inflamed. That's what helped me. I hope that helps you guys.
If you ever get random stabbing pains in your chest, listen up. I'm not a doctor, but a couple years ago, I was diagnosed with this thing called costochondritis. I went into my doctor and I was like, hey, I'm getting these like stabbing pains in my chest that are really just like painful out of nowhere. And certain movements like twisting or like moving up like this really hurts it. Any kind of like exercise overexertion, makes it worse. Sometimes it like overexertion like brings it on. Sometimes stress brings it on. Sometimes it's just nothing. Sometimes it lasts hours and sometimes it lasts days. It can be extremely debilitating, and most people find out they have it when they go to the ER because they think they're having a heart attack. I was told that unfortunately there isn't very much that can be done for it because it involves injections into the sternum that are as painful as the shooting pains itself. The only things that really seem to help it are heat on the area. Sometimes I feel it in my ribs too if it gets really bad. And just like not like really resting. Like if you need to take a day off of work to not have it continue, you absolutely should, because I've had it happen before where I didn't take a day off when I probably should have, and I was like on the couch for a week because every breath just felt like a horrible stabbing pain. So yeah, you're probably not having a heart attack. Go to your doctor, ask about costochondritis, and condolences.
Man, you guys really like the sleep videos. One more pillow recommendation for the back sleepers. It may help if you're getting costochondral or rib pain. When sleeping on your back, you don't really need much pillows. Maybe some below the knees to relieve low back pressure. If you're having rib pain and you're coughing, then you'll probably need more pillow reinforcements. You can elevate the head of the bed and put pillows underneath your armpits to increase comfort.
Alright, I came to make this video because people commented on my other one, like, I guess they searched it up from the hashtag, but a lot of people have been commenting on it, even though it's fairly old now. And I wanted to make this video to tell you guys what I do to help with my costochondritis, because mine is actually flaring up again for the first time since March, and I cannot take time off work, and I don't want it to get worse, so I'm going to show you guys some things that I do to help with that. So the first thing that I recommend is just like a heating pad. It's just one my friend got me last time it flared up super bad. A heating pad on like whatever area is like affected on your chest. And then I have a few more. Lidocaine patches. These are prescription, but you can get them like off name brand and they work just as well. I've used them before for my hip. You could put these just on your chest, and I'll show you guys like the area that's the most sore, because mine was sort of the touch last time, and it kind of was this morning. I just woke up this morning and I felt like a little bit of pain, and I was like, I need to hop on this before it gets worse. So just use lidocaine patches. That's what mine looks like, just sitting on my chest like that, and it did help with the pain last time. In the shower, just like letting warm water run on it helped a lot, because last time I actually had a huge lump where it was, because it was super severe. It was like my first like flare up, I guess. So just like warm water also does help in the shower. If you don't have a heating pad and you can't afford one for some reason, you can use a hot water bottle, rice bag. Those are both also alternative options. Also, one thing that helped me, because mine was so severe I couldn't lift my arms above my head, and it was super hard to do everything, is like even getting out of bed, is just like to sleep like with your pillows propped up. So instead of laying flat, like prop some up. Even if like your bed is in the middle of something, most people's headboards where their bed is against something. So just try to sleep propped up, because it will help when you're getting out to like not put so much strain on your chest. Next, depending on, don't do this obviously. If I'd say go to the doctor to make sure it's actually what you have. But just taking some, I alternated ibuprofen and Motrin because they fight different things. If you take the same med, they actually all the time it will like just not work as well versus if you alternate. So I alternated every 6 hours with ibuprofen and Motrin. I took 1200 to 1600. That's what my doctor told me to take, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you to take that much. But that's what my doctor told me to take, and I was a little bit worried about my liver and also getting addicted, which sounds dumb, but neither of those happened. I was completely fine, and I did that for about 2 weeks. I'd also say just rest, but some people have busy lives like myself, and you can't just sit down and rest whenever. You have jobs, kids, some people. So try to rest when you can, because it does help. Just like I said, make sure you're at that incline. You can get your chest popped by a chiropractor. I didn't know anybody that knew how to pop chest, and I don't really have that available to me, but if you do, then do that. And the last thing, just stretch a little bit at a time, and that should help.
It's Pikachu! It's the fairy!
Received this comment in one of my videos where I had mentioned me dealing with costochondritis. And for those who don't know, costochondritis is pretty much a condition where your sternum is inflamed. I'm not going to go into my experience with costochondritis. I'll probably save that for a later video. But I'm just going to go ahead and share some tips on how I relieved some of the pain that I was dealing with. Costochondritis is one of those tricky conditions where it's very hard to identify the main cause of it. That being said, some of the things I'm going to be mentioning in this video may not work for you. It's one of those things where, it varies from person to person. The main thing that I changed after being diagnosed with costochondritis is the way that I sleep. I sleep in fetal position, so my shoulders are caved in. I honestly, sleep like this. You don't realize how much stress you're putting on your sternum. It's such a congested area when you're in that position. Now, I had my pillows, stacked at an incline so I could lay on my back. And I had, pillows and blankets pushed against my side so I wouldn't roll over because the pain was so bad that if I were to roll over, there was just so much pressure on my sternum. Also, using, heat packs, those are great. Or even just, hopping in the shower and just, letting the hot or, warm water, hit your chest. Oh, my gosh, it's amazing. I know some people kind of prefer, icing it. But for me personally, the ice would make me, tense up. I know you don't want to hear it, but rest. Rest is so important for the body. I actually had to stop going to the gym for, a month and a half, I would say. I also had, modified duties at work because I do a lot of lifting there as well. I didn't really do any exercises to relieve the pain. One thing that I did do, though, was gradually bring my shoulders back a few times a day while you're sitting or standing. Just slowly roll your shoulders back and expand your chest. Now, you don't want to go too fast because when your sternum is inflamed and you push your shoulders back, it's actually going to hit the wall of your chest, and that is so painful. So painful. Aside from all of that, I was prescribed naproxen simply just because Advil and ibuprofen wasn't working for me. Don't even think this was really helpful, but I hope it was.
I know a lot about it. I suffered from it for over a year and a half. I cured myself. I had a traumatic relationship, all these stressors in my life, over work, boom, flare up. I slept like this. You have to take control of your emotions. Number one thing, you can eat all the right foods, you can do all the exercises, it won't heal you until you truly love yourself. Every cell of your body, you have to truly love yourself or else you cannot heal. So you have to let go. You have to forgive anyone that's wronged you. If you had a traumatic relationship, you have to learn what you need to learn from that and then move on. So now you got control of your emotions. You love yourself. Now eat well, eat anti-inflammatory foods, cut out the sugar, don't eat out, cook for yourself, bless your food, and then stretch your chest, do some good exercises, do a lot of spinal movement. This I created for costochondritis to open up my spine because the thoracic spine is very tight. The ribs are overworking, so stretch that stuff out.
What improved your quality of life so much you wish you did it sooner? This thing. It's the Bye-Bye Upper Back and Headache Pain Relief Treatment for Costochondritis and Tsetse. It's like a half a football thing that you put on the ground and you lay on it and you put your, where your shoulder blades are or upper back, and you just lay on it and you move your arms around and it hurts bad. But because I've been drawing and painting for a really long time, I always crouching over a desk or sitting on the ground and crouching over stuff. So my neck and my upper shoulders are really tight, and this thing just melts that tension away, and I can feel it in my jaw and the top of my head. My dad has something called Tseses, and it's an inflammation of the sternum. So he got this to treat that, and then I use it, and I was like, oh, I need that. And I lay on this almost every day. I guess you could use tennis balls and those workout balls, but those are a little too painful for me. This makes it easier for me to just lay on it for a long time and really stretch out those muscles. I don't really like massages. This is so much better than a massage to me. If anybody is interested, I'll write the name of it in the caption.
Hi, this is Dr. Santa Clarita Urgent Care. I was calling for Michael regarding the lab test and chest x-ray from the urgent care. Everything looked good. It looked reassuring. So I think it is what we talked about with costochondritis, where the cartilage gets inflamed. So try ibuprofen, ice, and heat, and give yourself a little bit of rest over the next couple of weeks. It should improve within 2 weeks or so. Okay? If not, do follow up with us, either by phone, video, or return to urgent care. Pleasure meeting you. Good luck with everything, including your busy work schedule and your marathon. Take care. Bye-bye.
What? 2 weeks? Oh my God.